everyone, welcome back and welcome to another comic review. Today we are reviewing Orkstein. This is another comic book set in by Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. Orkstein is a fantasy adventure book, but not your typical fantasy adventure book with the humans and the elves and the dwarves. Rather, instead, the main character is an orc, as I'm sure you can guess. Now, orcs are typically villains in fantasy, and there are some people who try to write orcs in a different way in fantasy, try to make them more sympathetic, and it usually turns out really bad. But I actually really like the way that this book does it, because it builds up a whole society of orcs and what they're like, and they're basically assholes, but I think it's a good thing that they they live in this kind of gross society and they're all kind of dicks to each other, because it makes the contrast of the main character that much more significant, because the main character is very different from the other orcs that we see in the comic. And I think that's an important thing to have to make your main character stand out as different and unique.
And if you ever find yourself growing barnacles on your face, you know what you need? Stone Clean Soap. Discount code DanFan.
You know, right away we see that our main character is clever, he's resourceful, and he has this ability to actually find weak points of objects and people. And he uses this ability to take things apart, which gives him a job and an income. So what exactly is this story about? Well, we start off with this obvious villain, right? And he's very power hungry. He has this moment with this seer who obviously, can predict futures. And she reveals to him that his destruction will come from a one-eyed orc. And what a coincidence! The main character is a one-eyed orc. So of course he's dealing with this by collecting all of the one-eyed orcs and basically keeping them prisoner. Smashed cut to our main character. He's fulfilling his job and he has a partner, but his partner doesn't really do that much. He's kind of a lazy asshole. And his lazy partner ends up taking credit for the work that our main character had actually done himself. Obviously, he's got to get his revenge on the ex-partner, and he does so by hammering his penis off. Is this video still monetized? I mean, I obviously can't show you, but trust me, it fell off. Now, I personally don't know why genitalia ever has to be involved with revenge. It's just not for me to say, this is orc country. And this is what started what I like to call the Great Penis War of Orktown. So as revenge for him hammering this guy's penis off, now there's a gang after him to hammer his penis off as revenge for his revenge. Now simultaneously, remember the obviously evil orc from the beginning of this book? So his men are coming here to collect the one-eyed orcs, while this gang is trying to chop his penis off. You don't even know which one is worse. But anyway, as you can imagine, he has to flee his town. He's on the run because he doesn't want to get caught by either of these people. And that's basically the start of the adventure. I don't want to spoil too much. I honestly think that it gets better halfway through than it was. I wasn't super interested in the penis wars. Maybe it's just me. But I do think that it's a decent introduction to the main character. I think that they do a good job in making him seem unique and likable and interesting. Later on, they introduce this other female character who's basically like a poison witch. They call her a poison thrower. And she seems pretty fun. I'm glad that she will be sticking around instead of being like a one-off character that he just meets and then goes along his way. The art in this book is pretty gritty, which is usually not the type of stuff that I enjoy, but I do like how it has this own groove to it. I love the expressions mainly in this book. And it makes sense if you're trying to capture an orc town and you want it to kind of look a little gross and shanky, then this style really captures it very well.
Oh my gosh, this place looks disgusting. You know what they need? Stone Clean Soap. Discount code DanFan.
And the action scenes are actually drawn very, very well done. I do love my action scenes in my comics. It has a very nice flow from panel to panel, so it's very easy to read and enjoy. Lastly, the coloring. Oh my gosh, the coloring. This is some interesting coloring. It's very striking in a way, because basically every single page looks like a rainbow. They try to use like every single color in the color spectrum on one page. So it's extremely colorful. It's not like, you know how they have those monotone whenever they're trying to show you, oh, look at how dark and dreary this universe is. Instead, everything's like super bright. But I do actually really like it. I do think that it's a good book. I'd love to read the second one, see where it goes. So if you are by any means interested in fantasy, I'd recommend picking this up. And if you yourself have read Orcstain before, let me know what you think about it down below in the comments section. If you enjoyed this review, remember to leave a like, as you should. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll have more reviews coming out soon. Till then, bye!
Program restart at stonecleansoap.com. Shutting down all systems.